If you're tired of working with low-ticket clients who expect the world for absolutely nothing, and you're not charging high ticket because firstly, you don't believe you're able to because you're a beginner or you don't know how to do it, then this video is for you. We're going to go over how to charge high ticket prices, 1,000 plus, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 for your services with an outbound funnel. This is suitable for beginners without case studies and also people who are just scaling but they don't know how to charge high ticket. Let's go. All right. Welcome to this video, guys, and this is how to stop charging low prices. You're 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks a month. This is too low. This is how to charge over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 for your service as you should. Okay? Now, real quick disclaimer. I am being biased towards high ticket. And if you're not okay with that, then click off the video. If you think charging more for your services isn't good, then click off. Now we've got the serious people. Here's a little bit about myself. My name's Geronimo Celis. I'm 17 years old, bit over six figures with my agency, and I've amassed over 120,000 followers across the last 2.5 years by documenting my journey every step of the way on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Feel free to go check it out if you want. I've helped students grow their agencies, start, scale, and grow their agencies. So yeah, here are some wins. If you want to pause the video, have a look. But okay, let's get straight into this video. So don't build your agency upon low ticket. All right, you don't want to build an agency upon low ticket. That is the worst foundation. Now, when it comes to foundation, what I mean by that is you want to build a business with the right foundation. There's a quote in the Bible, right? Those who listen and don't speak action will be like the man who built his house on the sand. The winds blew, the rain fell, and the house collapsed because it was built upon sand. But those who listen and implement are like the man who built his house on the rock. And the floods came, the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it did not fall because it was built upon the stone. Now, where am I going with this? You want to build a business that is sort of going to resist certain changes, certain external things happening. You want to build a business you look forward to, forward to working on it every day. While it's not going to be the case, and it might be a bit unrealistic, still, this is a big improvement. High ticket. You don't want to work with people who expect the world from their little $400 investment. They want 100% of your time for this little amount, So let me get into some of the cons of low ticket. They'll pay $300 and they expect to speak to you every single day. They expect you to redesign everything, launch everything, teach them how to flip and breathe. Meanwhile, high ticket, they'll pay 1.5K, say thanks after 2 calls, appreciate that, mate. Because they haven't made a real investment, they don't take it seriously. This is a big one. They don't really take it as seriously. They just want to waste your time. They ghost, they whine, they ask if they can pause. A lot of delays and stuff happen, right? Because they don't really commit, right? Let's get into some of the pros of high ticket. Someone pays you over $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, they're going to show up. They're going to do the work because they've invested, right? That is a commitment from their end. It's a big one. You don't need 100 customers. You only need 5. All right, that's 5 times the freedom. Let's say you got 5 clients paying you $2K a month. That's $10K a month, right? $10K a month from 5 clients paying you $2K a month. Now, if you was charging $400, $500, right? I'm not great at maths, but let's just do, let's just say you were charging $500 a month. So obviously 2 is going to be $1,000 a month. Then we times that by 10. Bro, you're going to need 20 clients to get to 10,000 a month, right? 20 clients. That's 20 people going to hit up your line, everything, when you could just get 5. All right? That's where I got to with that. When your price is high and your delivery is elite, the market treats you differently, right? You become an authority, not an option, right? When you've established your pricing, your delivery is great. The client will love you. You become an authority. They will refer you. But there's things we're going to get into in this video, okay? So in this video, we're going to be covering 3 pillars, right? The 3 pillars to charging high ticket. Now, the first pillar is the sales process, all right? Your sales process is probably setting you up for low ticket. Now, I want to make it clear the things in this video are for an outbound funnel. So if you're someone who has a personal brand and you have an inbound funnel, then a lot of the things are still going to be applicable, but this sales process you could tweak. So if I was you, I would still watch, just implement it to your own thing. And the next 2 pillars are going to be a lot more suitable for you guys. But right now, specifically talking about outbound funnel. What is an outbound funnel? A cold call or a cold DM, right? So your sales process looks something like you cold call, you take them through to a sales call. Now, this is setting you up for low ticket, and I'll explain, right? There's a big thing I want to mention, which is the doctor and patient framework. So here we have your doctor, right? Now, let's say you are sick. This is you, okay? And you went to the doctor, and the doctor told you, take this antibiotic 3 times a day after each meal, and this medicine every night. Now, bear in mind, the only thing you told the doctor is, I'm sick. And he's just prescribed you an antibiotic you have to take 3 times a day and medicine every single night. Now, personally, I wouldn't trust the doctor. The question is, would you trust him? Obviously not. Right? Unless you're retarded, you're not going to trust someone who just wants to drug you. Okay? I wouldn't trust the doctor. What if I told you that is exactly how you are treating your sales process? Right? That is exactly how you're treating it. You're not really prescribing. You're not really diagnosing. You're just prescribing one size fits all. Hey, this is my service. I don't know if it's going to help you. Pay me $5,000. Pay me $500. This is what sort of you're doing at the moment. But here's how the doctors really operate. They diagnose. Okay? What does diagnosing look like? Diagnosing is if I was to go to the doctors now and I told him I was sick, the doctor was going to ask, well, okay, what sort of pain are you feeling? What's your diet looking like? Let's say I had a bellyache or something, extreme bellyache. They're going to ask about diet. They're going to ask about allergies. They're going to ask about certain food intolerances. They're going to diagnose. They are going to break down every step of the way so that they know exactly what is wrong with me. Okay? So that is what diagnosing means. All right? Breaking it down, understanding, processing the information. All right? Then they identify the problem. Okay, this is what's wrong. They identify the problem, okay? They identify it. Now, they prescribe. They now are qualified. They know enough to prescribe, which means to, recommend or give you the medicine that you need in order for you to not be sick anymore. Okay? Now, here we're going to touch upon a discovery call. Okay? A discovery call. Now, the discovery call is 80% of the sale is 80% the discovery call because we are diagnosing and we are identifying in the discovery call. But I'll get into this as we go on. Now, PS, like I said, it's not necessary to do a discovery call if the prospect is fully qualified, you know their pain points, you know they're a good fit. That is an easy sales call. All right? So unless your cold call was 15, 20, 30 minutes long, or the prospect came from you via referral or your inbound funnel, your brand, whatever, it's not necessary to do a discovery call. But if you're just doing cold calls, normal cold DMs, then it is 100% necessary. So here's the discovery call guide, right? Now, quick pointer to decrease friction. The discovery call can be done over the phone. It doesn't have to necessarily be over Zoom. It could just be a WhatsApp call or a FaceTime, whatever, right? This is just a quick little pointer. If the client's fine with Zoom or whatever, then go ahead and do that. But quick, objective is to book a sales call with a qualified prospect. The last thing you want is to jump on 20, 30 different sales calls with unqualified guys who don't even know what you're doing, they think it's free. You just don't want to jump on sales. You want to jump on sales calls only with people who your service is a great fit for, right? So you know you can help them, and you know they are ready to invest. That's the only people you want to jump on sales calls for, and that's the big difference between low and high ticket. How does the discovery call go, right? So the first sort of part of the discovery call is just building some rapport, right? Quick pointers here is maybe ask where they are from ethnically, ask them if they've been to that country, if they were born there, they lived there, whatever, right? Just build some rapport. Where you from? Oh, nice, you're from Colombia. How is it over there? Have you been? Oh, right. Okay, where about, what city was it? Oh, literally, guys, just build some rapport, all right? If you're an introvert, it's time to change that. You're only as good as your mindset. If you really believe you're an introvert, then you are limiting yourself by believing such things, all right? Switch the mindset, start speaking to more people. Slowly but surely you'll realize that was just a limiting belief, okay? So, here's something that's gonna clear up the discovery call side of things for you guys, which is, okay, what do I do in the flipping discovery call, right? Geronimo's telling me all of this, but he's not telling me what to do in the discovery call. It's just gonna be, are you asking questions? And based on the prospect answers, you build or you follow up with another question. Okay? Something along the lines of this. Okay, John, this call is pretty chill. I'll just be asking you some questions specific to your business in order to see if I can help you. Does this sound good? John's always going to say yes. So easy. Here are some qualifying questions for you guys to use. So just take notes. Cool. A good question is, how are they currently sourcing their customers? Right? Now, this is going to get them to open up. How are they currently getting their customers? Ask for the different ways that they are getting their customers. And ask them, what would you say your biggest struggle is at the moment in terms of, and then just, it doesn't have to be marketing. What would you say your biggest struggle is at the moment in terms of client acquisition, right? Just to kind of tailor it to your service. Not everyone offers the same thing. So what would you say your biggest struggle is at the moment in terms of, bam. Now they're going to start telling you, oh, I think this area isn't great or that area isn't great. Cool. Now, again, this is pain points. We're going to use this in the sales call. We're going to take mental notes or have the call recorded. We're going to know this. We're going to understand their pain points, pinpoint their pain points. Easy sale. We want to make them clear that they need your service. All right. Ask them specific things about their offer. What is your preferred service to sell? If I'm working with a construction company, I'm going to ask them, oh, what do you prefer to do? Kitchen renovations, bathroom renovations? Do you prefer to do, I don't know, the roofing? I don't know. You just ask them, oh, what does your construction company prefer to sell and why? Right? These three are killer convo starters that align with the discovery call. Because when they give you the answer to their preferred service to sell, again, this is all ammunition. We are loading up our ammo, and we're going to use this in the sales call to shoot, and we won't miss, right? All of this, we're building our sales call. Perfect. Again, here are some questions. Have you tried anything in the past in terms of what you're doing? Have you worked with certain people before? Ask their goal. What is their objective? Would you say your goal is in terms of marketing for the next 3 to 6 months? What would this look like for you? How would your life change? Blah, blah, blah. Right? You're going to become Bob the Builder. All right? You're going to build. All right? You have to build and dig deeper into their pain points. Right? Based on their responses, don't just go straight into the next question. Build, guys. Build conversation. Remember, this is not an interview. Don't make it robotic. What does your life look like if you hit 10K a month? Oh, great. Have you worked with marketing? No, build. Have you worked with a marketing agency in the past? Oh, yeah, we worked with one last week or last month. Oh, how did that look like for you guys? It was all right, blah, blah, blah. They'll start opening up. Stay silent. Let the prospect talk. That's a big tip. Be silent. Then you can ask them, oh, what exactly were they offering you guys? Then they'll talk, oh, they did that and that. What results did you guys find within the time frame you worked together? This, that. Again, exactly what I'm saying. Build. I'm just giving you guys the examples to build, all right? If their only source of acquisition is referrals, Get them to understand that this is like hoping for the best all year round. So let's say you're on a call with a construction company, a lot of brick and mortar businesses, or whatever trade businesses like construction. A lot of these businesses, they focus only on referrals or word of mouth, right? Get them to understand that it's just like hoping for the best all year round, right? They have no security. That's just a tip for you guys. Now, again, like I said, we want to build on their responses. We want to ask follow-up questions. This is not a call where we use a script, right? Now, you shouldn't be nervous on this call, because this call, you're not selling anything. Get the sale out of your mind, okay? In this call, we're not selling anything. In this call, we are building ammunition. We are learning about the client, what their pain points are, how we can possibly help them. We are learning to see if they qualify for the service, if you can actually help them, if they're a good fit for you guys. All right? Now, bam, that's it. Your nerves should be gone. You're trying to see if you can even help these guys. Simple as that. Would you trust a doctor who prescribes you antibiotics before even knowing how you feel? Probably not. Now, like that is exactly how your prospects feel when they don't know you. All right? Again, you should just be trying to qualify them, ask them about their current budget they got set aside for these operations, like their marketing. If what they tell you is they don't have if they don't have a budget, or their budget is extremely low, and you can tell them something along the lines of, okay, I got it. To be honest, that is lower than I hear from some construction companies that I work with. If you knew that a proven method of marketing was going to work for you, would you be opposed to investing more? They're not going to say no unless they are super stingy or retarded. Okay? So, this discovery call, 10 to 30 minutes long, is telling you exactly how they want to be sold. And we are going to build our sales call based on that. Now we're going to wrap up the discovery call. How do we wrap up the discovery call? Simply, we just say something along the lines of, fantastic, John, and it was great speaking to you. Based on our conversation, I'm confident we are able to help you with X, Y, and Z, their problems. I've taken notes such as start to pinpoint some of their pain points. I've taken notes such as you struggle with consistent client acquisition, you struggle with this and that, then you say something along the lines of, so what we'll do now is, since I have a call in 5 minutes, is schedule a call where I can show you exactly how we can help you, and sort of walk you through what I would do in this position to help you out. Again, you build the ammunition. They kind of just acknowledged all of the problems that they've had. They know you've told them you can help them, and you've used some sales tactics. Is what we'll do now is bam. Then don't just leave it there. What you're going to say is something along the lines of, would tomorrow morning or evening work best for you? Now, this is for you booking the sales call, just to be clear. Now, they're going to pick between morning or evening. And again, this is called the illusion of free will. When you tell someone, would tomorrow morning or evening work best for you? You're guiding their choice because you're giving them two options. So they think that whatever they pick, they're in control when you've actually guided that thought. Restaurants do it. When they ask you, would you like still water or sparkling? Oh, I'd like still. Cheers. Would you like red wine or white wine? Do you know what I'm saying? Illusion of free will. So now you have booked yourself a sales call. Definitely let them know that it's going to be a Zoom call or a Google Meet. So get them to download it if they don't already have one. Now the sales call becomes 10 times easier because you've built the ammunition. All you have to do is tailor the sales call to the client's struggles and limitations. Again, this is a big needle mover for charging your high ticket pricing. And a lot of people don't understand this. Cool. However, for them to buy, they need to feel security, right? And this is where energy comes into play, okay? Energy, all right? This is probably you right now. What the fuck you mean, energy? How does this make any difference between me charging higher prices? I want you guys to understand that belief and conviction in your offer means everything, right? If you don't believe your offer is worth 2K, they won't believe it. Energy is transferable. They can feel it from the tonality you use on the sales call. Do you really believe in what you're selling? This is all people can feel. They can see through your filters, all right? And people buy energy. They buy certainty, right? They will feel safe. If you don't sound like you do the offer yourself, they won't do it. Simple as that. They're gonna tell you, hey, I'm gonna go speak to my wife. They're gonna tell you, I'm gonna touch things with my business partner and we'll get back to you. They're not gonna buy if they don't feel your certainty, right? So your mindset, your belief, your energy should be something along the lines of, you're not asking them to buy in. You're merely showing them the steps forward. It's up to them if they want to tag along or not. You're showing them, you've told them their problems. You have told them you can help them solve their problems. You've tailored that. If they don't want to go ahead, cool. You've showed them, you've done your best. Like, you're not gonna beg. You got paying clients who you've helped. You don't care if they join or not. Build that type of energy, and you'll never struggle closing high ticket. Cool. So, how do you build this energy? Of course, one way to do it is case studies and testimonials. Once you've done that, you become OP. But what about if you don't have those case studies or testimonials? Here is how to do it. You want to structure your offer so that it feels literally unfair, right? Unfair. Even without case studies, the sheer clarity of the outcome should hit like a bomber clock right hook. For example, like this will take you from guessing. Let's say the struggle was they only got clients from referrals. You say something along the lines of, this will get you from hoping for the best all year round to guaranteed, predictable, booked estimates weekly in 30 days using our framework, okay? Using our system, using our proven acquisition system. Again, this saying stuff like this, again, it builds that conviction. So make it sound stupid for them to say no. To back this, you can offer a guarantee. Something like 10 quotes booked for the month or your money back. Again, this is under promising. With the service delivery tactics that I teach, that is absolutely under promising. Or your money back. So 10 quotes booked for the month or we will refund your money. Or something like 10 quotes booked for the month or we're going to work for free until we hit that. Now, this just adds. So if you don't have those, this still works. It's still going to help you build that conviction. Again, it all comes down to you. And in a way, I'm here to help you guys make sure that, you are convicted. And stay to the end because there's a lot that I want to mention in terms of making sure you get the best results for your clients. And there's a couple things that I'll be announcing. So, that is in terms of the energy. Very important. And we'll get into the final pillar. It's the service delivery and referrals. This is the longer game, okay? So, this is sort of what the flywheel looks like. You get your clients wins, all right? They get wins. They close clients. Your service help them make money. You get a testimonial from them. You turn their results into content. You encourage referrals. You can say something to them like, after you've obviously made the money, say something along the lines of, hey, do you have any friends in the industry? Oh, great. We'll do something where if you introduce us to them and get us a call booked in, if they want to follow along with our service, we'll be happy to give you 20% of our monthly recurring pricing. How does that sound? Bam. Sick. They want to make some money. And then funnel it back into the pipeline. Simple as that. All right. So this is the high ticket loophole. Under promise, over deliver. Client is happy, client is fulfilled, client will pay you more money, client will refer you to friends, friends will pay you more money. That is the high ticket loophole. This is how you grow. This is how you build conviction. This is how you scale. The long game depends on your service delivery. That is the main part, right? This is how the long game, because you can make $2,000-$3,000 sales with the first 2 steps that I taught you. But if you don't retain that, then what's the point? But, so we have our sales, we got our energy, we have our results. That's the funnel. Feel free to watch this all over again, discovery call sort of blueprint, until it's all imprinted, embedded into your brain, okay? Now, I may be launching a full 5-hour agency blueprint to the YouTube, which means it's going to be free. Now, what if I told you guys I've already made it? I've already made this full blueprint. It's over 5 hours long. And if this video gets a mere 100 likes, I will release it for free on the YouTube. Okay? So, that is your goal. Hit that like button right now if you're still watching. We're going to release this blueprint, and it's going to help you with the service delivery. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention, the biggest thing, is that on May 10th, I'm launching the biggest project I've ever done to this day. My biggest project, okay? This is going to be life-changing. So if you're serious about starting or growing your agency this year to $10,000 a month without guesswork, full support, guidance, and you want to hit your goals this year, then go ahead to the link in the description to get early access to what I'll be launching on May 10th. Okay, so link in the description. The first link is going to be early access. Only if you are serious, okay? And if you're watching this video after the May the 10th, then click on the link in the description. Watch the video, the free training. And yeah, that's going to help you out massively if you want to scale to $10,000 a month. So this is for serious people only. Check the link. Drop a sub. Without further ado, see you guys in the next video.